Tein, a billionaire oil tycoon born on January 28, 1975 in Kula, Akoko Toru local government area of Rivers State, on Thursday, January 28, 2021, celebrated its 46th special birthday anniversary and national unity prayers held in Igbere, Camp Neya, the home of the Chief Whip, Senator Ojuzo Kano. Tein's birthday was celebrated and granted by clergies. As a businessman and oil tycoon, one would have thought Tein would celebrate his birthday amidst celebrities, businessmen, and politicians. But Jack Rich proves that he is a lover of the preachers of God. During his birthday celebration, Jack Rich recalled how difficult it was for him while growing up. As a young boy who lost his parents at the age of 10, Tein revealed that he did all kinds of menial jobs to get an ends meet. He revealed that he slept on the street, in the bush, and even did all kinds of worse jobs to enable him have a daily bread. This is an untold story of Tein, the founder, president of Burma Oil Producing Limited.
I want to thank my spiritual fathers for still being here. Is the most exceptional honor anyone can actually receive. I just want to say that the gentleman that is speaking to us this very moment is a son that has seen everything. When I heard the man of God that I admire so much those days when I was a young teen preach on TV, said it may have a story. And then I thought, perhaps it may have heard a little about me. But again, it's not necessary that you will hear about it because it's a spiritual father, because they operate in the prophetic, so they can receive all signals. Sometime about 1983, when I was about 8 years old, as a young kid, we were moved to the village. I was not born in the village, but mom and dad moved to the village. Actually, my father was somewhere in Omohai here, because when I was a young lad, he talked about Omohai where he was. And at the age 27, he was part of the Civil War. And he got bullet that tore his stomach. And when he got home, he met my late mother and they got married. And I came from a family of about 11, so we are only 3 alive today. But I found myself in the village. Any of you that knows this community called Kola is in the Atlantic, it's not motorable. And as a young kid, when I got to the village, my mother took us there and life became so tough. We weren't used to the life over there. There were no hospitals, no electricity. Life was just without any bearing. And all of a sudden, we couldn't find father. We just couldn't find him. As a young lad at 8, you just can't afford to say where you're going. When you're given birth by your father who was a soldier, he gives you instruction about beating you. And then you say to yourself, maybe I've done something wrong, or, you just say to yourself, you fix yourself up. And mother took ill, and after a while, life became extremely very tough for his family. We didn't have a shelter over our head. When we got to the village, our grandmother had a zinc house where we all managed a single room. And mother passed on when I was 10. And as a young lad that was left in the village, I had to do nothing other than joining the village kids and old men and going to the Atlantic in search of how to survive. That's fishing. And hop into the boat, paddle all night, from 3 o'clock in the afternoon all day long to the next morning. And when I get back, I sell the fishes and all that, and I run to primary school. That's how I was living life and all that. Way down the line, father probably got married to another woman and life wasn't good. He passed on, and that memory that I had as a young lad at 10, taking care of my soul, I said to myself that I was gonna make it. At the age of 10, I said I would make it. life went on. I left the village, came to the city of Port Harcourt. I was doing all manner of labor, everything that you think a lot need to do to survive. I didn't have a roof over my head. Slept in the primary school building, sometime in the bush. Sometime hang around somewhere. They say, hey, get out. You get kicked out, roaming around, doing everything to survive. You know, everything that you think about. Sometimes no food to eat. Because if I couldn't find any labor work to make some money, I just hang around. And I remember one day, I went in such a certain fruit that grows around the neighborhood that I can pluck and eat. And if I couldn't find any, I remember one of those days I went by the side while I was looking for a job. I saw a woman, you know, just trying to make this, you know what you call that camel, right? They were making it, and they threw the shops away, and I watched by when they threw the shops away on the thing. And I picked the one that hasn't got mixed with sand and pull it out and go get some sticks and put together, get some metal stuffs, heat it up, get some water from the well and boil it and eat. But I always remember that I was Megan. I didn't have a father, I didn't have a mother. But something said to me, your grandma during those days always pray. And I said I will run to the house of God. So at the age of 10, 11, 12, I became a little preacher, you know? And I joined the church. My late father was an Assemblies of God. My mother was an Anglican. And I was always preaching 4 a.m. every morning, 5 a.m. in the buses in Texas and all that. But I said to myself, I'll make it. I could have been a bad boy. I could have been anything. But I said to myself, I'll make it. So, but something always said to me that when you pray, you will have it. The prayer became my major tool, became my father, became my mother, and everything. So a lot of people that hear about me today don't even know about me. They just assume this guy is so lucky, he's so fortunate, you know, he just came from the blues, you know, he's everything. They didn't know my story. I've done everything. I've been a security boy, I've been everything. I work everything. Clean sock away, clean the fishes, everything. I've done everything. Slept on the bushes. One of those days I didn't have a roof over my head. I was so tired while roaming around, and it was like 2 a.m. So I hopped it into one of the school bills. Don't get mad. There's no need. Don't get mad. You may have an uncle who is super rich. Don't get mad. You may have a brother. Don't get mad. You may come from a family where wealth is all over. Don't get mad. The point is that you have to go through that college to understand what the future has for you, and that you can tell the story to somebody else that needs to be motivated.
Happy birthday to you. Please toast now, and I will call on